Hello? Dude, why is the sunlight so crazy recently?
18 months of being entertained and grateful for the joy you bring me even if you were not feeling it yourself. I appreciate your honesty and know you will tackle this journey like the beatings you put on Jiggly.
Thank you, Furford. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome back. Welcome back, brother. I opened to search for desktop APM app, and a lot of searches came out like Emmy winners, Joe Burrow, and I'm like, what? When the fuck did I search this? But then I see it's like popular searches. Okay, there we go. How is Tiny Dog? She's, I don't know what she is. Like one moment she's well, the other moment she's not well. This morning I did not know what to do again. She did not want to eat. She was just like not feeling it at all. She looked really bad. Then I got her to eat some food earlier, like 2 hours ago. I bought her some snacks that she liked, so she ate some of them as well, but she's not fine. Like there's, yeah. She is not fine, so yeah. It's a scary thing. All right, let's check out this first. Epohers World Cup. Core W 4-0 against VortiX. Well, VortiX 4-0 Core W. Louis MT beating Lucifron. After Lucifron beat VortiX, and then in the grand finals, VortiX defeats Louis M to the T. And Lucifron beats Core W 3-0. Boom. Let's check out some of these games. What's VortiX's name? Is it just VortiX? Yeah. Love that. Hope she gets better. Yeah, me too. Me too. But yeah, it's scary stuff, you know. Wow, Louis won with JD. MarineLorD dropped out that early. Yeah, he lost in round of 8. He kind of got clapped up by VortiX, but to be fair, VortiX played really well. Yeah, this is, I want to see some game. Maybe I'll skip some games, but I want to see some games where, what's going on and so on and so forth. Give me a second. All right, let's get into it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna cast this. I just wanna kind of run through these games, see what's up, because this did go 7 games. So if you haven't seen it, this is a $3,000 Epohers tournament, Epohers World Cup tournament, and spoilers, VortiX did end up winning 4-3. And just so you guys know, the road to the finals for both of these players right here. VortiX beat MarineLorD 3-1, beat Core 4-0, and then Louis MT in the grand final 4-3. On the other side, Louis beat B 3-1, Lucifer 4-1, and then obviously lost in the grand finals. Core W again beating Chad was pretty impressive stuff, but yeah, those are the results, so let's hear it. Or let's see it. So this first game, I'm kind of curious how it ended up or what happened. This is Baldlands. It's a tournament map, it's not a ladder map. The reason I really wanted to check this one is because Louis wins this with Malians now, or sorry, with JD. Now, I personally believe that Malian is probably stronger, but I can see JD winning. You know, like, I think between French versus Malian and JD versus Malian, I prefer JD versus Malian, just because of JD herself can do a lot of damage and can cause a lot of issues. But I don't think it's necessarily a good matchup for JD, and VortiX obviously does play a lot of Malian, so you know, for Louis to win that is pretty good stuff, pretty good result. And this is a very, very, very pro scouting map. So I'm assuming both will go pro scouting, or at least VortiX will make scouts to deny pro scouting, and then Kaboom. So I'd probably say stable right now. Oh, he goes barracks. Okay. So he might not even be going pro scouting. I'm not actually sure what his plan is. And Louis will probably pro scout immediately. Yeah, okay. So what's interesting is, if you guys didn't know, obviously the best player S tier tournament, which are like the biggest tournament wise, is MarineLorD, because he won the last one. But if you want to look at the tournament results since, VortiX has been kind of crushing everybody, it seems. So he's won the last 3 KPMMs, which are weekly tournaments. He won this tournament. Like, he beat MarineLorD, he beat Louis, you know, like he's kind of just beating everybody, right? So he looks like he's in a really good shape. And yeah, he's just fucking destroying people left and right. So he's gonna go with barracks opening. I'm not really sure what to think about this. I don't like it already for VortiX. If this was French, I think opening Spearmen is fine, or Donzos, I guess. But against JD, actually just JD can fight like 5 Spearmen at the same time. So, you know what I mean? Like, are you really gonna be able to deny much? And Louis already has archers out, so Yeah, it looks like this is just gonna be a straight up cow boom from VortiX with some speed donzos to like deny the pro scouting, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Yeah, this is kind of what I mean. Like JD can solo deny this. So I feel like in this game, Louis is just gonna get every deer on the map. He's going for the board too, getting that XP. Sometimes the board spawns here, sometimes in the bottom, but I feel like when it spawns here, it's so much better for, you know, the player that wants to go for the board. Yeah, so this is pretty... Yeah, I don't know if I like it. This is just basically, you go cow boom and I'll just... Or I'll go cow boom and use pro scout. The problem is this map has like a lot of deer. It has 6 more deer than the average map. So the fact that VortiX can't really deny any of them, right? Most maps have 4 deer packs. But the fact that on this map you can't really deny any of them because they're so spread out, I don't like it for VortiX. I don't like the decision to even opt for this playstyle. Also, these workers, I feel like, could have gone in the back already. Like, if you know you're gonna get pressure, just go there. So I feel like this game for Louis, I prefer his position much, much more. Okay, some harassment. He lost a villager here, which is nothing crazy. By the way, I needed a big coffee today. I've been under a lot of stress with Marasita and all. Like if she's well, if she's not well, what's happening? So I haven't had coffee yet, so I'm just fucking cranking one now. So yeah, from my point of view, it's like the cow boom usually is good because your opponent runs out of food at some point and their income drops, right? And on like Dry Arabia, maybe you only get two deer packs and then Malian can deny 2 deer packs. But on this map, like I said, he won't be able to deny any. So it's 4 deer packs against Malian cow boom, which, like, in theory, VortiX survives, he's going to be in a better spot, right? Because the deer will run out eventually. But the amount of time that's going to need to pass for the deer to run out eventually is extremely long amount of time. On top of that, let's not forget, he's playing JD, which means that he's not producing villagers faster, which means that he's spending less food on the villagers, right? Because French produces them faster. But on top of that, there's consecration, so he's producing them actually even cheaper than that, and he's producing all the units cheaper. So my point is, the deer and the food he's gonna have is way more than any other civ would usually have. Like, he's gonna have food probably till 25 minutes, basically, which is not, and not just food, deer, like base income. So yeah, now obviously Malian army is strong, but I mentioned this many times before. There's a very awkward moment where Javelin Thrower Donzo, in theory, beats Knight Archer if you micro really well. But once you hit Castle, this comp becomes a lot worse, which is kind of funny. The reason it becomes worse is not because of the stats, but because the more Donzos you have, or sorry, Javelins, the harder it is to actually micro them efficiently. So basically what ends up happening is, let's say you have 40 javelin throwers. You cannot micro 40 javelins as well as you can micro 12. You know, 12 you can micro perfectly at a pro level, or 15 or 16 or whatever. But 40, it ain't it. So VortiX kind of needs to, you can see he's transitioning to Sofa. So he either needs to go Sofa Donzo or Sofa Archer. But making that transition is gonna take a while, because you need to get Archer upgrades, you need to get Poisonary, you need to get this, you need to get that. And by the time you get all that, your opponent is spamming the same units he's been spamming the whole time. So that kind of creates the problem. Now, Louis is very good with his knights, by the way. I would say Lucifer used to be like the Knight King, you know? Actually, I would say the first year and a half, maybe, I would say MarineLorD was like the knight guy who was like harassing and always active with his knights. But then for the next like year and a half, I would say Lucifer kind of took that title where he had like very good knight micro and harassment and stuff like that. But right now I would say it's 100% Louis. He's very good with his knights. Like usually micros 2 or 3 knight control groups. And he either like harasses with one and then defends with one as well. Like sometimes he'll defend this, but just charging to javelins and moving away, which not many players do, while harassing at the same time. He looks like he's trying to get a fight here, and he has biology. So Louis is committed to doing or killing actually in Castle Age. He doesn't want this game to extend necessarily to Imperial, because if you want to go longer game, you would go Guildhall. So he kind of wants to end the game now, and he's getting all his upgrades in Royal Institute, so they're even cheaper. Should probably get Canted Saddles. Yeah, he just queued it up, and then should get Ordnance. I would actually probably prioritize Ordnance, to be fair, which reduces the wood and gold cost of the units, because he's making Archer Knight. And he's actually lost 2 stables now with Concentrate on them, so that's pretty bad for him. Like right now, so I know that Louis won the game, but right now this looks pretty bad for him. But these knights are jacked, okay? These knights are... They got 100 and something more health than Sofas, so they're very, very strong. Look, JD Micro is really good. She's all the way in the back. Level up. I'm assuming it's gonna be the Spearman JD. Is she? Is it? Oh no. Oh no. He had the bug. Okay. So if you press to arms men and then you use another ability, or you move JD too quickly, you can actually, even though the ability goes on cooldown, you can cancel it out. And I'm pretty sure he did cancel it, because the moment he did it, I selected and there was no units. So yeah. Yeah, so he definitely I mean, it's a bug, right? But you can prevent it by just pressing and then not doing anything, like don't touch your keyboard kind of thing. So 3 Donzos, obviously these Knights and JD are gonna mow down everything. She got 400 XP right now, so doing pretty well on that front. Pro Scouting, there's 1 more deer and then it's completely done. Oh, surrounding the JD, that's gonna die. Whoop. That's a bit of a mistake. Still, to be completely fair, oh, why is he making so many javelins still? That's very interesting. He's not transitioning to archers, and he's not making donzos anymore. I wonder why no donzos. Okay, he's going back to donzos now. So basically what's happening is Louis... He's got 1 archer range and 5 stables, so he's just going pure knight. This is actually a style that Louis and CSO made, which is just at some point you almost give up on range units and you just go pure knight. And they're very good at making it work. I'm not gonna say the style itself is good. It's good if you don't know how to play against it, but... And I feel like a lot of people don't have a lot of experience at the high, even at the high level versus this. I've tried this a couple of times. I won with it, but it's definitely like very tricky and relies on a lot of like multitasking and a lot of like catching your opponent off guard and stuff like that. Whereas where like sometimes your opponent doesn't expect that you're gonna just make knights and they keep making javelins, like VortiX is still making javelin throwers. So this 19 javelin throwers could have been 19 donzos. So then 40, let's say 40 donzos and 22 sofa versus 30 knights, that's a pretty good fight. But this, not a good fight into 30 knights with royal bloodlines. And now Louis is transitioning into barracks, is going for Jean's champions to counter the donzos. Jean's champions do bonus damage against spearmen, which are donzos. Okay. By the way, the amount of harassment that was done in this game by both players and the fact that there's been 4 worker kills is kind of funny. Okay, now we're seeing a switch to poison arrows. I feel like this should have come a lot sooner, for sure. Louis doesn't even have +2 ranged attack. That's how uninvested he is. This gold kind of weird, actually. This gold. Kind of weird spawn. Because this gold is supposed to be like here, but I'm guessing one of these wood lines blocked it, so it's literally on the middle of the map, which I would actually say is pretty nice for Louis, because having to keep on the way to your opponent's base is pretty nice. Now this is a big surround, and I can guarantee you there's not enough donzos here to fight this. So JD is about to get a shit ton of XP. There's 27 donzos, which sounds like a lot, but there's a keep. And there are 34 knights plus JD, and there's John's champions now too. 6 John's champions and archers. These guys do 25 damage per spearman. That's a lot. He's still making javelins. I think that's a big misread. I think that this is the biggest mistake VortiX made this game. He has probably made over 40, 45, maybe even 50 javelin throwers. And he realistically, if he wanted to have them for the archers, realistically, you need maybe 10 max. If you like really want to have 10 to just snipe archers and stuff like that. But yeah, this is an unusual comp, like with Jean's champions. In theory, it's a good comp because Jean's champions kill. Actually, especially against Malian, which is kind of funny. Because Jean's champions counter spearmen and Mali doesn't have crossbows. So technically, a Civ with crossbows would kill both of these units. But he doesn't have it. Actually, maybe the best unit, but this is a very hard thing to read while you're playing this game. The best unit to make here would actually be Mass Musafati warriors. Funnily enough. Which I would never think in the middle of the game. Like ever. But Mass Musafati would do really well against this. Maybe do some Donzos too. Maybe like 30 Donzos, 50 Musafati. So that Jean's champions don't get the value and Donzos still get the damage through. But yeah, Louis has been on one archer range and just making archers out of it sometimes. And now he's making springles. So yeah, Louis' unit comp is really weird right now. Not in a bad way, it's just like... I think VortiX might be like, what the fuck is he doing? Kind of thing. Because... Mass Knight is not uncommon. Mass Knight into Jean's champions into Springles is uncommon. Not saying it doesn't make sense, but I personally haven't played against it, and I wonder if VortiX did play against it. So once this JD hits level 4, and most of his army is infantry now, like he has 25 Sofa, but he's raiding with them. So army-wise, if you look at the army value, Louis has better army value. But it's not just about army value, it's like he has the royal bloodlines too. So yeah, I definitely, like Louis' army is definitely better. Again, the army supply is a bit deceiving, right? Because quality versus quantity. JD, he's trying to protect JD to get level 4. You can see he's micring her. There's the heal. Like, look, his knights are just not dying. Like, his front line is just staying alive the whole time. He uses the attack speed aura immediately, so all his knights get 35% attack speed. And you saw their 120 versus 70 army, or 75 army maybe, I don't know what it was, just completely demolishes him. That was a very interesting game. That's this is a great game for you. I mean, for like VortiX to learn. If this was a ladder game, this would be like, huh, that's very interesting. Okay, I didn't think about that. Those kinds of games really suck to lose in tournaments, because I guarantee you he was probably like pretty confused about what the fuck is happening, like what to even make against that. But I actually think that Sofa and Javelins were complete miss. I actually think even our Poison Archers are very good, but I think the Knights have too much health for Poison Archers even. I think Mass Musafati and Donzo would be the best. And then if the opponent goes Archers, then you can maybe add some Javelins or add Archers of your own or something like that. So yeah. Hey, Tiny Dog. Hey. She's having some pain. But at least she ate today a little bit. Hey, Tiny Dog. Let me follow one of the scouts. If she wants to go to, you want to go into the other room? No?
Bene. Cavallo. Sì. Escolto. Sì.
Poor Tiny Dog. I feel so bad for her.
Vado. Cavallo. Vado. Sì. Escolto.
Nice.
Bene.
That is a good dog. I like that dog.
Very good.
She's going back to her bed.
Vado. Sì. Vado.
Okay, let's go back to the game. Let's go back to the game. Okay, so I am not sure what kind of draft system was used in this series. Let me try to figure that out. Was there even a draft system? There was, because China is not in. Maybe there was only one ban. I'm not actually sure because I can't find the drafts here. But basically, KT was not banned. So, and there's a water map, so, you know, I'm gonna give you guys a spoiler alert. KT probably wins here. And you go like, oh, why is that, Beast? Is it because VortiX is better on water? I mean, possibly, but it's just because KT is broken on water. Main reason, but VortiX is also good on water. So Ajab comes in with that Coca Township, and he's going on berries? What? Why is he on berries? 7 on berries is quite a lot. I mean, he's producing Shinobi, okay, but 8 on food? I don't know. I like that one. Immediate. Look at this. Look at KT economy. Double shift immediately plus stable, and he has enough for 2 Chandelier Knights. That's crazy. Shinobi is coming in. I mean, like, if you pause this game already, it's already so fucking cooked. Yeah, I'm surprised about why he's gathering so much. I mean, he has too much food. Unless he's gonna go fast castle, which doesn't look like it. Thing is, I played against Louis recently on water, on Archipelago, and I lost to him. So I don't think Louis is like bad on water or something. I just don't understand why he's gathering so much food. Like, again, if he was making like, if he was going like fast castle, and then he's gathering food because he wants to age up, or if he was making like horsemen, I mean, maybe okay. But he's not doing either of those things. And he actually stopped making shinobi too, so he's just gonna have, he's 500 food too much. Okay, he's going fast castle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna speed this up. This looks like this is just gonna be, you know, it's gonna be. Like, VortiX is basically about to break water because he has one more ship. Actually, he's got way more ships, so the water is gone. And Louis looks like he just wants to give up. Oh my! Okay, I was gonna say, if Louis can just defend the water for a bit and just delay all that, so VortiX has to keep making like ships and stuff, it's maybe okay, but he just immediately fucking loses all the water. Yeah, this is turning into I mean, VortiX is spearmen and 7 chandeliers and archers. And he's got fishing ships, and he's making more fishing ships. Like, this ain't it. Maybe if the dog had arrow slits? VortiX is just gonna wall off the whole base. I mean, the thing is, VortiX is now playing super safe because he knows he's ahead. I mean, look at the worker count. I'm just gonna speed this one up, guys. I don't wanna waste time. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this game is, it's possible to win from here on out, but I think Red would have to make a big mistake in order for Reds to lose. And I don't think VortiX is gonna make a big mistake. Let me put it that way. Yeah, he's even gonna take Louis' water now. Or, yeah. He went with the, oh god, that's even more sad. He went with the heavy spearman age up, and Louis is like making archers to counter spearmen. So he doesn't even counter the heavy spearman. So this is just like from bad to terrible to worse to worstest. Okay, yeah. Again, you know, yeah, I don't want to be like, you know, VortiX didn't do anything there. Like, obviously he's very good in water, but that's KT versus whatever. Like, you can put it against any civ and it's be like, yeah, KT's probably gonna win that. Guys, I'm not gonna make a show match between 2 gold players in the chat because they're arguing with each other, okay? I'm sorry, there's like 10 people invested into that. Nobody else cares. Literally. Like, it's not that big of a deal, guys. You're both gold, and, like, whoever wins is, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you just probably made more villagers or something, or, like, you clicked your... Like, one guy clicked scout into TC or something. Like, chill, it's not that big of a deal. You guys are both amazing, okay? You're both goats. You're both crazy good. Like, if you guys want to go play a show match, go ahead and play it, but I'm not invested, that's what I'm saying, into this gold fiesta. Okay. Next matchup is HRE versus Delhi, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, okay? And when I say completely honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually don't know who's favored in this matchup. This matchup used to be long time ago good for Delhi, like a long time ago. But then this matchup used to be an auto win for HRE, like auto win, like easy clap type of win. These days, I've seen mixed results. I've seen both sides win. And I actually didn't see who won this game in the replay, so that's good. But yeah, the thing is, there's like a rule that I like to get to kind of have, which is like never bet against HRE. But the way HRE used to beat Delhi, by the way, is kind of funny. Like, HRE would go... This is like old style, and... I don't know if I started it, but I remember seeing a game where someone went mass men-at-arms and Delhi just died, like with Ghazis and archers and everything. So what I used to do is I would make a tower on gold, make horsemen to like harass Delhi, and then I would go like 10 farms around Chapel, and I would go 4 barracks and just make pure men-at-arm. And it doesn't matter how many units Delhi has or what units, the men-at-arm would be more cost efficient and you never run out of food. So the thing is, at that point, HRE was considered like, or Delhi was considered a free win for Holy Roman Empire. But now for the past year, the meta has been pro scouts with HRE, which kind of means that the game is played completely differently. It's more like feudal battles, but HRE basically has higher movement speed on their infantry, and Delhi has Ghazi Raiders, which are, you know, better than horsemen and then do bonus damage versus armored. So if you mix in like few men-at-arms, I feel like it's not as strong, but if you go like crap ton of men-at-arms, I feel like it's pretty strong. So yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, we see all units coming out from VortiX, and Louis is just going Ghazi Archer. Because in theory, Ghazi Archer should beat these 3. In theory. Now, obviously, HRE has Chapel, which is very good landmark. And obviously, VortiX is making buildings within the range of the Chapel. Yeah, it's been almost a year since the Pro Scout changed, true. So yeah, let's speed this up a little bit. That's kind of what's happening. Like I said, I just want to analyze what's going on, and then we can skip through the boring parts or like the harassment or whatever. This is not really me casting the games. It's just seeing what's happening. Now, VortiX has way more units because there's 9 scholars. Ooh, wait, who took this deer? Okay, Louis did. Okay, so Louis did take one deer pack, and he's about to take the second one. So it looks like it's gonna be 2 deer packs versus 2 deer packs, which is, I guess, better for Delhi, because their pro scouts arrives a lot later. But VortiX might yoink these, which would be okay. He yoinks 1 deer from here. So if he yoinks a couple here, there, that's pretty good, I would say. And now he's got Chapel under deer, and both very similar age ups. Neither of them are looking to engage and all in, but both of them made a shit ton of units. But both players actually do not have a lot of cavalry. 7 horse versus 8 Ghazi. Louis has mostly archers. So there's obviously harassment potential, but nothing massive. Now let's see. Cathedral, VortiX, prelates. He did not even pull the first prelate. Wow, okay. He didn't pull the prelate to get this one, which is a freebie. He is really taking this very slow. Meanwhile, Louis, he is about to yoink the 4 relics. The only relics he didn't yoink is this one. And VortiX is completely either ignoring it or completely missing it. He lost the closest one to his base. Now, HRE has faster upgrades, but Delhi has 3 upgrades. So right now HRE has big advantage, but if Delhi gets his upgrades done, then obviously back to equal. That's a minute more. Making elephant immediately. 2 elephants, I like that. Elephants are very good to like buy you time for this portion of the game. There's only 1 relic remaining. Okay. He knows that the 2 relics from top are gone and he's trying to find them. And he's gonna run into both of them. Okay, this one went back, which is smart. This one's still not taken by VortiX. Where are his prelates? He just made 1. Okay, the upgrade is done. 2, and he also yoinked some deer. He's got 2 elephantos, which... Oh, yeah, he's gonna lose that too. That is 4 relics, and if Louis manages to regain this one, it's gonna be 5 relics versus Cathedral. That's not good. I feel like VortiX was in a position to take at least 2 relics there. But let's see. Archers. Okay. VortiX is just starting +2. Louis +2 is about to complete. So I like Louis' position. Ooh. Okay, well. Oh, okay. Well, I was about to say I like Louis' position way more, but then he's about to lose like 10 workers, so I'm not. I want to retract that statement. 10 workers. Okay, that was really good. Let me say that again. That was really good for Louis. Until he just lost like a shit ton of villagers. Oh no, don't go back. Oh god. At this point you gotta go. Like if you go back and you lost all the villagers. Oh god. I mean, that's like game-ending damage, by the way. Like, the one thing that saves him is his upgrades are free. Which is, of course, cool. Like, the best thing Louis can do now is what he's doing, which is, like, go mine shit ton of stone and make 50 keeps. And get the keep upgrade to produce villagers. Probably wall here, and just keep everywhere. Like, first keep, maybe even here. I would put the first keep right there. Second keep, yeah, definitely wall that. Second keep, maybe even like there. Or there. and just camp it out, because this ain't it right now. Yeah, see that? Not pre-watched, by the way. Not pre-watched. Needs to wall this though. This is very easy to wall. And he's not walling it. Okay, he's walling that too. So when I see games like these, this is how like pro players' minds work, where I always think, how can I come back if I'm Louis, and if I'm VortiX, I say, how can I extend my lead to make sure I win, or how can I lose this, right? So that's how you have to think. And as Louis, the only option I see is wall off everything and make a shit ton of keeps in camp. And hope that you survive until your upgrade finishes for villagers. And you extend the game. Because you know that all the upgrades VortiX needs to pay, he needs to actually pay them. And you can see that the upgrades are a lot weaker on VortiX's side. As VortiX, you have two options. One is trying to find damage wherever you can. Actually, three options. Just making trebs and trebbing this down, because Louis cannot invest into like anything to kill trebs. So making like a siege workshop here and just killing this would be easy. Or three, just go Imperial, but then you're extending the game, which is not the greatest choice, because then you're letting Louis potentially come back. So I think best option for VortiX, maybe even make Rams and go for this. Like, just don't go into the keep with army or make trebs. So that's what I would do. And as Louis, I would be mining a lot more stone to get more keeps. But he actually stopped. He just made one keep and he stopped. Which is... He's just focused on making army, which is okay too. Oh, that's VortiX's keep. Unfortunate timing. So yeah, Louis is gonna try to push this with army. Maybe he feels he's too far behind. But even though the worker count is like this, it is playable if you camp it out. But the elephants are very strong. At the same time, there's 23 crossbows, 24 spearmen. So these elephants might just be getting wrecked. 7 scholars here, so he didn't pull all of them. Which I feel like at this point, just pull all of them. Wow, and he just fucking kills them. Kick W. Well, there you go. So, I feel like VortiX did game-ending damage, but from then on out, I think that taking a straight-up fight like that ain't gonna work. So I think VortiX's idea was what I told you, which was, he was making a keep there, and behind the keep there was a siege workshop. So I think he wanted to push with like trebs, because I think that's what most players would do. Like, that's a good... It's funny because that was a good decision, but because Louis actually just... Oh, I don't have that map. I need to download it. So that was a good decision from VortiX, but because Louis stopped making keeps and actually just went back to full food and gold and made just like 5 more elephants, VortiX kinda...
Okay.
in a way killed himself in game because he attacked at that point, and he invested into keep and siege workshop instead of investing into more crossbows. So I feel like Louis, I'm not gonna say he got lucky there, but I mean, he chose like, yeah, I'm just gonna commit to this, fuck it, and see how it works out, and it worked out. And I don't think VortiX expected that from Louis. I wouldn't have expected that from Louis, to be honest, because Louis is like the player who will be like, okay, I'm behind, let's just extend the game, you know? Like, he is that guy. So the fact that he didn't do that is actually surprising to me too. Because you know when you guys asked me for options, I didn't even consider that to be an option that Louis would, what's it called? Like to just make elephants and go. That's more like, that's more like a VortiX thing to do, you know? Didn't VortiX win? No, he lost. H3 lost. After 20 villager loss? The thing is, the villager loss, so it's a weird one to explain because villager loss for different civs means different things. So, for example, for Delhi losing 20... Hold on, give me a second. I have to go. I have to go. Mara is in a lot of pain, and I just talked to the vet about what to do, and there's no good choice, so... Oh. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Basically, if she gets pain meds, her kidneys are getting destroyed, but if she doesn't get pain meds, then she's living in chronic pain, and so there's nothing to fix, there's no solution to fix, so there's nothing I can do about it. So she possibly needs to be euthanized in, I don't fucking know, 2 days, 5 days a week, if the stuff doesn't improve in some way. Okay, I have to go. I'll